There are both benefits and drawbacks to hosting major sporting events. Why do some countries choose not? So straight away, that's about reading the question. Choose not to host major sporting events. So why somewhere wouldn't want to host a major sporting event? Okay, so you know that it's a 4-mark question. So you've got to give 4 points or 4 statements as to why a country would choose not to host a major sporting event. Okay? So your first one could be, country may not be able to afford to host the event. We know that hosting a major sporting event is extremely costly. So you've got to spend millions and millions of pounds before the event even happens. And if you don't have that money as a country, going and trying to put some into this is going to be very hard, isn't it? So if you cannot afford, then that's going to be a major reason why you might choose not to host it. Okay? You could put increased security risk. As we know, unfortunately, major sporting events, anything major, have now become big terrorist places where they want to try and target. Okay? If you're hosting the Olympics, if you're hosting the athletics championships, the amount of money that is spent on security is ridiculous, because they've got to make sure that all the supporters that are there, all the participants, all the coaches, all the people behind the scenes are all safe while they are taking part in that sport. Okay, so they have to spend lots and lots of money to ensure that those people are safe. So it might be a reason why they don't want to host the event is because of that increased security risk. They don't want to bring that into their country, or potentially bring that into their country. Okay. Number 3, if the event doesn't go well, a negative impact So if it doesn't go well, it's going to have a negative impact on the reputation of the country if it's poorly organised. Or if something goes wrong. So everybody remembers when something goes well, but you also remember those things that don't go well, and it can have a massive impact on that country for a long number of years if it doesn't go well. So that could be that country might think, I don't want to risk hosting this event if I can't do it to the best of our ability in case something goes wrong. And your last one, the facilities may not be used after the event. So as we've talked about in lessons, that if those facilities aren't used after the event, they just become an eyesore. We've talked about the birdcage in Beijing, which is now just used as a Segway track. And if you looked at it on a positive side, you could look at the Olympic Stadium in London that's being used constantly. It's not being left to go to rack and ruins. The velodrome's there for the public to use. Okay, so it's just remembering here, the question is asking you to talk about why the country may not host a major sporting event. So, if you've got a big stadium that you build, so you think of the Olympic Stadium that was built in London, If then after the event you don't think that that is going to be used, it's cost millions and millions of pounds to build. You might think for a 4-week event. All right, okay. So, right, okay. There you go. Right. What? All right. Right, question 15, last one.